Now, here's an idea about our infrastructure, the way things are. All right, people work their asses off to have nothing. All right, but it's hard to even start to gain something if you start out with nothing and have to work your way to the top. Because in most situations, you can't get one thing without having this thing, and you can't get this thing without having this thing. So you're pretty much left not being able to get either. Okay, and like I said on the video I left a little while ago about the wall, Americans should have the right for a latitude and longitude. Each family should qualify for a latitude and longitude. Now, this should only be if you were born and raised in America, or if one of your parents was born and raised in America. Immigrants do not or should not even qualify, because this would give Americans the edge that they need to actually start becoming contributors. Okay? Now, you can either choose to work at home. Now, you're given... Now, there's stipulations, okay? There are stipulations. You have to get the property ready and stuff like that and get the deeds and clear it out. Whatever you're doing with it, you have to get things set up within a certain amount of time. And there's help and programs and stuff that would help with that. But now this is just a rough draft and just an idea of how this can start to become a really decent system where nobody's pretty much left without anything. Everybody has the same chances to do what they need to do. Okay, so if someone wants to be a contributor, okay, now you have consumers and you have distributors, but you don't hear much about contributors, okay? Now, those are basically like government farms, maybe even the Amish that are contributing and the government's getting mass supplies off them. Okay, so you're allowed to have, say, 4 pigs and 6 chickens and 2 cows or something like that. You're allowed to have a certain amount to be able to produce for plants that actually, like intake plants, that do the packaging, put in the preservatives, package them up, and then resell them out in the market. Okay. Now you reach it's almost like a quota every month. Okay. Now you can do this from home, or you can do this at home and you can go to a normal job that you have. Now, this just gives people the opportunities. If they're basically sitting on their asses not doing anything, this will give them a good chance to earn at home. But they do got to work. They work for themselves. This can get people motivated. All right. Now, these people work for themselves. Now, when it comes to applying for a job, now you don't just go apply and then you wait for a call and you might get it or you might not. You go and apply for a job and you actually get assigned a job. You write down what your skills are, what your knowledge is, what you are good at, and you get applied a job. I mean, when you apply, you get it. There's no maybe you will, maybe you won't. Okay. Now we start converting like we did with the fiber optics when we went on massive program to redo all the fiber optics and all the stuff we did back in the early 2000s and late 90s. This would kind of be like a program like that where we're switching to green energy. Okay. We're cleaning things up. Now people are trained and then they are assigned, and people are on a massive project to go green across the nation. Now you do stay connected to the grid, but it's like a secondary or a backup or emergency, or you can go ahead and just stay connected to the grid. It don't matter. You can use electric that way, or you can stay connected to the grid and use a primary power that is green energy. And in some crazy situation or an emergency happens and say your solar panels go out or your wind power goes out, then you still have backup energy from the grid. Okay. Now, I would say preferably if it comes to a parent, one of the parents being a full-blooded, just born and raised in America, then preferably I'd say the male. So the guys aren't coming in and just marrying up all the American women just so they can get a green card. All right. Now, that is kind of sexist or however you want to look at it. But nonetheless, it's just kind of a suggestion. But you get the gist. All right. When it comes to small claims court, okay, say 2 people get in a car wreck, okay? Now, when someone sues somebody in small claims court that even if they don't pay up, they don't pay up. It's not like the person, goes to jail. It's like they don't care. If they're not getting the money, they don't care, all right? We need to change that. What happens between 2 people is what's important, okay? Because we want peace and we want people to cooperate and communicate and just get along with each other. Okay, so two people have a disagreement or a problem. Say they get in a car wreck. They go to court, okay? They work out a deal or an agreement, and the judge signs off on it. Now, this will be court ordered to take place. And if you don't cooperate, then there are penalties, okay? Now, this might sound a little harsh, but it's technically not harsh because anyone has sense enough and is civilized enough to work out something with someone else, okay? And the only time that the government needs to get involved is when something that's set up doesn't go down how it's supposed to when it comes to two citizens trying to get along and make things work, you know? So what it is anything that has to do between two people or the citizens themselves isn't as important as something, say, the state wants from you, okay? It should be either just as important or even more important, all right? Now, like I said, you can have so much, you produce a month, all right? All right, let's see. Okay, now, like I said, you get a certain amount of time to do what you do, all right? To get the land ready and situated and set up to start a garden, build your home, whatever, do your thing, all right? Now, you do have, say, a time frame, or say you're working on it, but you can't get it done within that time frame. You can appeal it, and you can get an extension, all right? But if you don't even file an appeal or have an extension or do anything, if you don't do anything, if you apply for latitude and longitude and you do absolutely nothing for it, then you forfeit that right after so long, and someone else gets the right to claim that latitude and longitude, okay? So if you are actually going to be a contributor, then do what you should do to earn your property and your home and everything that you can build there. Now, the planet, I know everybody don't believe in God, all right? Whether you believe in God or not, the universe gave us a planet, okay? There's no pink slip to the planet Earth, okay? And if there is, it's got to be owned by Jupiter because that's the biggest planet in the solar system, all right? But I know Jupiter doesn't own Earth. So I don't believe any government should own all of the land and leave it sitting on standby for the biggest buyer, okay? There's too many homeless people, and a lot of those homeless people were veterans. They served this country, and that's bullshit, okay? They reserve the rights before anyone does to have a latitude and longitude. And if you serve, then you automatically qualify, okay? Your family does, whatever. If you serve, you qualify, you get it set up. There's a plan. They will set it up for you while you are overseas and you're serving, okay? They will set up your latitude and longitude for you. And if you choose to come home and be a contributor, then you can do that. Or if you want to go work at a car lot or a restaurant or something, you can do that. Doesn't matter. You could do both if you choose to, regardless. This would give people a start because not everybody even has that to start out with. And then there's people that have literally nothing. And the people that are just scraping by, really have nothing. Maybe they might have a roof over their head. Maybe they might have water. Maybe they might have electric. That's it. They might not even have food. Maybe they might have a roof over their head and they're freezing their asses off because they don't have any power. Regardless, this would actually get people set up, okay? And this will give us an edge and the economy would start booming. Now, this would be depression-proof because if something happened in the economy that completely, say, shut the government down, this would be in place where people would actually still be able to contribute, okay? If there was a Great Depression and it was very bad, it would only be a half depression because the other half of the economy is still moving because the citizens make this country, okay? And when the citizens are doing their part privately or even working for the government and doing their own private thing, regardless, you still have product, you still have things that can actually be put into the community and into the economy, whereas everything basically ballooned and popped. There's still something there that you can work with, okay? So it would be depression-proof, at least. And basically this way, more people would have money to spend. Now, I know the value of money is going to go down, all right? But it's not going to be completely worthless. It'll probably go down kind of like it was maybe 30, 40 years ago when accounting for inflation. Anybody that's super rich is still going to be super rich. You know, they have $10 billion in the bank and it's equivalent to 20 billion because the money's going to drop in value. So that 10 billion will be equivalent to, you know, double that really. They're still going to have that money in the bank. They're not losing anything. Others that don't have anything are gaining and they're actually able to contribute. Now, people sitting around, sitting on their asses, not doing anything, or people that are homeless and where are they? How's anybody benefiting from that? That's just costing more. Okay. People dying in the streets. I mean, if they have no money to pay for a funeral, no family or anything like that, the government or somebody, or some program, somebody's going to have to pay for them people. They're going to have to pay for that funeral, that cremation, the coffin, whatever. They're going to have to pay for that. So these people will actually get a chance to get off of the streets and start working for themselves, which when they work for themselves, they're actually working for everyone else too. They're working for the economy. Okay. Now they could actually choose to keep some of their product and feed themselves, or they can choose to let it all go, or they can do half and half, let half of it go, keep half, however they want to do it. Regardless, this will open up a door for contributors. This will actually help maintain products because you have way more people doing it than just maybe a farm here that the government uses and a farm there that the government uses for input, you know, because when our population gets as big as it is now and it continues to grow, we're going to have more product. I mean, the government can't take care of everyone. Okay. And even people busting their asses and working their asses off still can't get by with barely anything coming in. I mean, this will actually help everyone. This will help everyone equally. And even when it comes down to other countries, now we could either work with other countries or not work with other countries. Regardless, this will give us more product to actually ship to other countries if we're going to deal with them. Okay. Now, if we kept America American, like Trump's talking, like to hell with them, man. You know, they are them, we are us. Let them do them, let us do us. And if we start booming and banging and everything and we're good, you know, hey, screw y'all, man. You know, we're doing our thing and we ain't letting y'all get in it, you know. Or we can be like, look, we're doing good. We're bumping. I mean, we got supplies, we got product. I mean, we're doing so good. Everybody's doing good. You know, we can ship some stuff to y'all, you know, and that would open up a better or larger pipeline for trade with either China, India, whoever we're dealing with, you know, that when it comes to goods. I mean, so if the government will be less greedy when it comes to stuff that even the God or the universe or whatever, nature, regardless of something that nature gives us, then everybody deserves an equal opportunity. And some people, you know, maybe people are created equal, but when they're born, not everybody is born equal. Okay? People are created equal, not everybody's born equal. It's that simple. People have benefits that others don't. People have doors open for them, or when they're born or when they're growing up, there's doors wide open for them to walk right through. Whereas a lot of people are shut in a room and they can't get anywhere. No matter what, they can crawl and scrape and, claw themselves. They could do anything they want to try to get through that door, and they're just never going to make it. So this will definitely give everyone a chance to actually get something done. And this right here will be a situation whereas if you don't do anything, then you screw yourself. Okay? If you are poor and starving and you don't have shit, then you did it to yourself. You had the opportunity. You were given a chance to do your thing, to actually work for yourself and contribute to the rest of us and help us out as we help you out, and you didn't do it. You forfeited your rights. Okay? So there would be stipulations. But I believe this would be a good place to start.